Hello and welcome back to another video. This video I'm going to be breaking down my World Tournament 2025 Round 1 combo. Now I did just record this video, but I was using the wrong audio, so too bad for me, I have to re-record this. So anyway, yes, I recorded this combo fairly long ago, August 30th of 2023, so that's almost 2 years ago. And funny story actually, but during the time I was recording this combo, I was getting my 100 world records, which means I was spinning a lot. And basically, the day after I got my 100 world records, my shoulder absolutely blew up. Not literally, but it hurt so much I could not lift my shoulder for basically 6 months straight. And I was in a sling for a while. I got a bunch of x-rays and some MRIs. But yeah. And that was basically just from spinning so much power at the time. So this was one of the last combos before I got the injury. So now that we have that out of the way, let's start with breaking down the combo. So it starts with, I'm actually going to slow this down, but it starts with a mirrored power pass reverse in 1, 2, 3, the first 3 fingers. And then it goes to an interrupted palm mirrored power pass reverse in 4, 3, 2, or 2, 3, 4, but the order is 4, 3, 2. Then it goes palm down into a mirrored power pass, not reverse, just mirrored power pass, into the first 3 fingers, 1, 2, 3, but it's 3, 2, 1 this time. And then it goes into the other power pass that I forget the name of, into 2, 3, 4, in that order. So the basic plan of this opening sequence was to kind of structure the main power passes in a short section with all different fingers. So basically, it starts with the first 3 fingers, 1, 2, 3, then 4, 3, 2, then it goes palm down into 3, 2, 1, and then 2, 3, 4, if that makes sense. So it's kind of structured nicely, I'd say, that way, logically. And then it goes into that palm down square pass aerial thing, release, I think it's called, which is a fairly common trick nowadays. But it goes immediately into a thumb fishing counter, which is not as common, but you still see it a fair bit. And then it goes immediately to an elbow counter, which it is fairly hard. You do have to be fairly quick to do that, especially since it goes to another counter, a curled index fishing counter, and then another counter, a curled pinky or metatarpal pinky counter, I think. And also note, during this whole time, I've been trying to reduce rotations as much as possible, as I remember correctly. Because I just felt like modern power spinning just had too many rotations, like unnecessary rotations. And so reducing rotations in power spinning does make it fairly harder. As you can see, that is 0.5 of a rotation. Nothing crazy, it's not hyper modern or anything, but it's definitely slightly harder. 0.5 of a rotation, then 0.5 that way, then 0.5 there, and then, yeah, you get the idea. And then it goes into a normal curled index fishing. Yeah. Oh yeah. I think. Yeah, never mind. Anyway, after the curled index fishing, it goes into one of the harder parts, and that is a palm down curled fingerless pinky around reverse counter. That's a mouthful, right? And also note here, I also reduced rotations here as well. Normally people would probably add another 0.5 rotations after the palm down curled index fishing, but I was able to do it in 0.5 of a rotation, which does require some quick hand movements, if that makes sense. So after the, palm down curled fingerless pinky around reverse counter, it goes around the hand actually. I think if I remember correctly, this was kind of a thing that made it slightly harder. I can't remember exactly because I made this combo 2 years ago almost. But I think I was debating if I should go around the hand, which would make it harder, or if I would just do something else not around the hand, which I think would be easier. But I digress. Now it goes into another hand curled index counter or something. And then it goes into a palm up wiper. And this is a wiper normal in 3/4 with half FC 3/4. And also note, I did release the wiper a bit early there. I could have improved that. See, it is a wiper, but it gets released a bit too early. So I will admit defeat there. But I would say it's quite hard to not do the wiper here because I need to do a C-sick immediately after. Otherwise it would be like a paradoxical around or something, because it would go around the hand on the side of the pen that doesn't have much pen, if you know what I mean. This part of the pen needs to go around the hand. So I did a C-sick to here, and then it would go around immediately into probably the hardest part of the whole combo. Excuse me. And that is the fist spin, the palm up fist spin, 0.5. Now this is not a fist pop, this is a fist spin, which makes it a lot harder, actually. If it was a fist pop, it would be so much easier. I would just pop it, and it would go wherever it needs to go. But this is a fist spin, and the hard part about this is getting the planes of rotation correct after this around. As you can see, the around needs to be fairly dramatic. You see I move my whole arm here, just to make sure the plane of rotation is parallel with the upcoming fist spin. So it goes fist spin here, and then the actual hard part here is getting it to gracefully go down into the elbow to do an elbow counter or forearm counter, or however you want to say it. Here, if it was a fist pop, it would be so much easier. And also note, the rotations are minimal here as well. I'm not doing any unnecessary rotations that you see many power spinners do today. But the fist spin falls down into the elbow counter, which immediately goes into, again, one of the harder parts. And it's actually hard because of the planes of rotation here. As you can see, this part of the pen is slightly lower than this part of the pen. This part is higher up, if that makes sense. And it goes immediately to a curled index fishing reverse. That's right. Where this part of the pen is lower and this part is higher, basically. So, yeah. And after that, the hand goes around and then does a normal curled pinky counter into an interrupted mirrored power pass, palm mirrored power pass reverse thumb around finisher. Just the standard thing. So overall, a fairly decent combo, I would say. But it was made in 2023, so the standards might not be quite up to par today. But yeah, I will let the judges decide what they think. Thanks for watching. See you next time.